Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, there's something I need to address. I'm on the test server, okay? Thank you, Raid, for giving us access to the test server. It means we can look at some new champions and try and help the community out in terms of where they should be used. So I've been going through, I've been playtesting the new champions. I've been rating them on my website. And I think we found the new worst legendary in the game. And he was only released a week ago. He already is the most in need of a buff legendary I think we own. I think we have. And what's even worse is he's void. I'm going to show you this new legendary and I want you to comment below. Have I got this wrong? Have I put him down at the bottom of the pile? Literally the worst. And I'll show you that in a second. And am I just like losing the plot? Should he be played somewhere that I cannot see? What sense does his kit make in this game? Let's get into it. Look, I've been pretty outspoken about a couple of champions in the past, just saying they badly need a buff. None more so than Woad Painted. Yeah, with a kit that makes no sense. Literally nowhere in the game is she viable. She doesn't make any sense in this game. And if there's any epic in the game that is badly in need of a buff, it is this beautiful lass who never smiles, Woad Painted. Yeah, but I feel like we've got a new legendary champion that's equally as bad. And he's a void legendary champion, which makes it kind of like even worse. He's also in the new faction, Jingwon. I mean, firstly, the dude looks sweet. Look at the attention to detail in like the tattoos. Yeah, in the face mask, in the axe, the big grizzly hand on his back. It's like, the dude looks badass, okay? And he was at a dinner party with Yakar, and he was like, I'm coming in, I'm the big new guy. And Yakar was like, I thought that too, and I came in and I was a piece of trash. Well, this guy is so much worse than Yakar as a void legendary. So you guys know, I rate all of the champions on the website. You can come in at any time, Raid Shadow Legends champion tier list. If I get it wrong, I will update it. I will change it. If I just filter out here, legendary champions. So we've got all of the legendaries. Yeah. And some rated 5 right down to the lowest rating. This dude, for me, goes right to the back page, right to the bottom. Overall rating, 2 out of 5. Yakar was in the mix there at 3 out of 5. And, you know, most legendaries, even though some are weaker than others, they still generally can outperform all uncommons, all rares, you know, given their kind of power set, given their skill set somewhere. Yeah. Probably the only uncommon that kind of says, no, that's not right, is Armagut. And there's a couple of rares that kind of stand up above the rest. But normally, a legendary will still kind of bring his work, will still bring his kind of value somewhere in the game. This guy, I don't see it. I don't see any value from him whatsoever in any place of the game. What have we got then? We've got a weak source A1. Attacks one enemy, transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target. Void legendary, guys. A random debuff. Legendaries are transferring all debuffs to the target. Yeah, not one random debuff. What on earth is this? It's a shocking A1. A2, and it doesn't get it, like, it's nothing better going on here. You just get a bit more damage. He's HP based, and you're like, well, at least he can stay alive, right? He can stay alive, right? His HP is not that high. 22.8k is not that great for an HP based champion, void legendary, which means you can't stack him right up to the 100ks or whatever, unless you've got insane gear. A2 then, you're like, well, surely it gets better, Hell Hades. Come on. A2 attacks one enemy, books to 100% chance of increasing the duration of 2 random debuffs on the target by 1 turn. I mean, how is that not all debuffs? How is it not all debuffs? Vizier's like that, all debuffs, no worries. Epics are like that, all debuffs, no worries. This dude's 2 random ones, if you don't mind. Also places block active steals for 1 turn. Okay, so you're like, well, that's not bad, but you have to have debuffs on the enemies for that to work. So it's a conditional block active steals. on one target we're talking about here. Not an AoE, guys. One target. Block active steals if this stuff's out there. Block active steals can't be used on any boss in the game. So all of a sudden you're like, okay, so what, is he only PvP? Is he just a PvP champ? Do we care about a single target block active steals in PvP? I don't think that we do. Not on an A2 with a free a 2-turn cooldown. And to do it, you've got to go twice, because the first time you go, you've got to place this, an AoE ability, which can place probably, arguably, the two weakest debuffs in the game. Decreased accuracy and decreased crit damage. Certainly decreased crit damage is not going to do a hell of a lot. Decreased accuracy in the right situation can be useful, I guess. Maybe a bit of a bommel thing, but 4-turn cooldown. It's not short enough cooldown to do that. And he gives strengthen just to himself. Like, how is that not the whole team? At least. How is it not at least the whole team get strengthened for a void legendary champion? His kit is so terrible. It's like, if it was on an epic, I'd still be saying I'm not sure if it's worth like playing with this champion. His kit is terrible. His passive might be like the saving grace. So he's immune to most CC, all CC really. And then he's got this, well, I can help out one of my teammates. So if it's placed on an ally, I'll remove it and I'll put block debuffs in its place. 4-turn cooldown on that. 4-turn. Like, it blows my mind. If this was, it goes on an ally, removes it and puts block debuffs on the whole team, or removes one debuff from every ally and then puts block debuffs in its place, like, maybe on like a 2-turn cooldown. I don't know. It's so weak. Everything about his kit, apart from his own immunity, is terrible. He's then got HP in all battles, so you're kind of like, all right, well, I guess if his kit's that crap, surely his A3 must be like a Magnar smack, yeah? Double hits, same as Magnar, or Versolf, or any of the big hitters, you know, Sir Nick. HP-based champion. We're crying out for more hard-hitting HP-based champions. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to see what he hits for. Because I can't see, other than being an arena smack with a chance to lay some debuffs, I can't see where that kit makes sense anywhere in the game. Anywhere. So it must be what it is. He must hit really hard. Okay, commonly known as, you know, a top 2, top 3 HP-based damage dealer in the game. And I've got him in Savage gear with average gear, honestly. Not my best gear by any stretch. Decent gear, Savage. 66k health, based on a 20.9k HP pool. 100% crit rate, 241 crit damage. This is Magnar, right? And he has got Helm Smasher as his main mastery, and then a full kind of damage set of masteries. I'm going to hit with Magnar, then I'm going to transfer all of Magnar's gear to this dude and hit with this dude. Okay, so I'm bringing him to stage 19 because it's the neutral affinity for Magnar, and Void is always neutral affinity. And then we're bringing in damage buffs. So this is going to be as hard as this guy can hit in this gear. We're putting drop defense and weaken out. We're poisoning ourselves with bad L, poisoning them with bad L, which gives us more damage. We're poisoning them and us, whatever. Anyway, we're doing damage. We're putting increased crit damage on. Just pop one of them with my Shaleds. And then we're going to slow it down. So Magnar's double hits. Widely thought as one of the best in the game for an HP based. And he is doing 100 odd K per smack. Yeah, so 200k full hits. Okay then, Jingwon. Almost identical. So I've literally just moved the top pieces from Magnar across. We've kept with the HP ring with HP percent. We've kept with the crit damage amulet. And we kept with the HP banner with HP percent. So almost identical in terms of stats. We've gone for the same mastery set. And you can see here, 69k, 173 speed, 241 crit damage. I think it's almost identical. Or as close to identical as I could get. And let's see what this dude does. If this doesn't absolutely blow everything up, then we found ourselves the new worst legendary in Raid Shadow Legends, in my opinion. Because what the hell is he good for? You tell me. You tell me. Same buffs and debuffs in play. Pop the one on the end. Okay. Slow it down. This is your big reveal, Jingwon. The big reveal says... The big reveal says worst legendary in raid.